Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Iodine. I'm your host, Benny. And today we are doing some more writing. So let's go ahead and get into it. How you doing, Pollo? Dong, dong, dong. Going to threads, going to post this. Go here. And then what the schmell am I doing? World unveil. Just educating BM's Discord on Spanish. Cool. How's that going? Biblioteca. I can see that. Pie is foot. Don't ask for pie is spade. Ask for la torta. Oh no. Oh no, you guys. Was easy enough. That's fine. It's fine. It is fine. So if I go here and then change it to that. Hey there, Batman. How are you doing? Heard you've been learning some Spanish. Yeah, I'm alright to play a little Fortnite tomorrow. Feel free to promote yourself, yeah. Hitman Rambo. You end up getting the Hitmans? You know, going in guns a-blazing in Hitman is, tough. Because the developers intentionally... You had to delete Mafia. Did you finish Mafia 3? But yeah, the developers made Hitman difficult. Like, Hitman's aiming and using guns in Hitman, unless it's like a sniper rifle, it's pretty hard to do, especially in the heat of combat. They intentionally make it difficult. Like, I don't think there's any lock-on. And after the first shot, like, shots are just so wildly inaccurate. Are you currently streaming now? No, you're not. You're just saying when you do start streaming, we should all come over and check it out. Which sounds good to me. Wedding scene? Who's Michael getting married to? Whoa. What does an anchor do? Oh. Target and walk out. I have an idea for story, but I don't know if anyone will like it. Well, nobody will like it if you don't write it. So... that's my way of saying write it. External USB storage units are between 12 euros and 80 euros. Michael is marrying Rose. But they had been going out for a long time, though. So you should put your save files on the internal storage for the PlayStation, I think. And install your games onto the external drives. Send you ID on Instagram. Okay. Instagram. I just chugged a bunch of water. To image, text to image. I'm currently reading the idea in complete silence. That seems pretty interesting. I think you should do it. Vivian is about to be assaulted, but then the assailant is stopped by Delano Bojang. Is about to be assaulted, but the assailant is stopped by Delano Bojang. Vivian. I have a PS4, don't I? You should play that on stream someday. LOL. I do have a PS4. But playing the place that I play at isn't very comfortable. You know? I want to get a Elgato and, you know, play it in this, with this setup, you know. If I just streamed it from my console where I play, you guys wouldn't hear my buttery smooth voice. But, yeah. You can hit me up with a capture card. I mean, I'll take a free capture card. I'm not gonna Not gonna complain and argue with that. Yeah, I'll play Fortnite with you. Oh. Not free. Heavily discounted, but still fully functional. Oh, it makes everything all big. Oh, but what if I... Yeah, that's much easier to read, right? Okay. Damn, only $8 for... Okay, El Gato's only $40. Oh, getting a stream deck, that would be cool too. You ain't got no money, he'll get you some. You ain't got no car, he'll get you one. You ain't got no self-respect, you feel like an insect. Well, buddy, I'm telling you now, here he comes. The stacks. You're one microscopic cog in his catastrophic plan. Designed and directed by his red right hand. Boom. World War II documentary. Good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, have a good one, Batman. It's good to see you. I'll catch you tomorrow. Thanks for being here. That emote that Batman just put in there. Oh, it's a goat. Ah, okay, I see it. A goat with all kinds of crazy psychedelic glasses. It's only $20. Oh, it's 20 euros. Full HD 1080p. Why does it say 4K audio? Oh, a 4K. Wait. It says 4K audio video capture card. Full HD 1080p capture device. Why does it say 4K on it when it only does 1080p? It does not make sense. The glove don't fit, you must have quit. Yeah, but it says Bell & Baxter 4K audio video capture card, USB 3.0 without HDMI cable. And then it says full HD 1080p capture device. Well, which is it? 1080p or 4K? You can't have both. I mean, I suppose you can have both. If you can do 4K, then you can also do 1080p. And there's not really such a thing as 4K audio, as far as I'm aware. Now, under platform, it says PlayStation 4. Can this not be used with other, whatevers? It says PlayStation 4. Can it not be used with PlayStation 5? No, that's not gonna work for me. That, if I have to plug my microphone and my headphone into the Stream Deck, no, that's not gonna work, unfortunately. It looks pretty cool, and it looks great for, if you have a, you know, a console and like a laptop that you're using with an HD, TV, but I think the only reason it says, well, I have my microphone through a interface. Like, I've got a little physical interface that I got my mic going through, and my headphones that's connected to my PC. I wish people didn't have to yawn. Hey there, Mellow and Tears. Welcome. How are you doing today? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for posting that, Poyo. I appreciate it. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. Hey there, Fake Sunny Jones. Welcome in. I am an AI system written by the wonderful Sunny. Hello. I am writing I keep calling it a romance novel, but it's really turning into a dark sci-fi romp. I'm probably honestly gonna stick with the Hopeless, Poyo. But yeah, it's about a woman at a few different points in her life doing stuff. She, Sasha, hey, could you quiet down a little bit, please? You're licking yourself is so very loud. Anyway, I'm writing a crime thriller. Nice. 3 pages now, but it's quite complex, so it's taking time. That's really cool. When is your crime thriller set? Is it in modern times, or is it based at some point in history, or is it maybe a future crime story? Vivian steps into an alleyway where she is confronted by a man with a knife that threatens her. Forces himself on her. Delano appears and drives the feet. Introduces himself. A contemporary revenge story. I love revenge. Revenge is good stuff. Now tell me, is the end of this revenge story going to be satisfying? Or is it going to be realistically unsatisfying, like a Cormac McCarthy novel? I could give it a bit of a read. Would you want me to read it on the stream? Because I can do that too. I don't want to read too terribly much, though. You know, take time away from my own writing here. Yeah, absolutely. If you want to, you can find me on Discord with BennyKill709. Oh, hey, that works. Okay. Okay. Let's read this. This is Echoes. Is there more to that? Or is it just called Echoes? I feel like it should tell me. Oh, Echoes of Mandalay by Mellow and Tears. This fleeting memory of mine. I felt a push in my dreams, but that woke me was the jarring impact of something striking my head. Fuck, she screamed. The arms of my wife were still around me, holding close beneath the thick veil of night. Then came another impact, and I recognized it for what it was. A fist, in all its fury, crashing into my face. My mangled muzzle began secreting the crimson from this soft, fleshy coffer of mine. I couldn't tell from which of the many holes the blood was seeping, but I recognized the oddly salty taste. And then came another blow. My senses began to abandon me, yet even my taste buds could savor the brutality inflicted upon me. The only sense that remained distinct was my hearing. I could make out the muffled screeching of the mother of my children, as if that sound was the only one I'd ever known. I felt the blanket yanked off me, a cold breeze brushing past my legs, and then the sinister sensation of falling. It lasted but a millisecond, though it felt like an eternity. I hit the soft surface beneath me with a hard thud. All I could think was how difficult it would be to get the blood out of the new carpet. The silent screams continued to echo in my ears. My wife's muffled, pleading cries were accompanied by the calm, aggressive voice of another. Yeah, I can do that, Poyo. Make any sound you want. No one is going to bother. I heard clearly. Though other words eluded me. Suddenly, through my blood-soaked eyes, the darkness gave way to light. Though a certain darkness remained. A man in black. I felt his face close to mine, even in my momentary blindness. It's going to be fine. Just calm down so this can end soon, he said in a voice that was almost soothing. Instinctively, my head nodded, as if my mind had ceded control to some deeper, primal force. I could taste the broken pieces of my teeth, metallic, mixed with sap, saliva, and blood. Then came a chuckle, low and mocking. Funny, isn't it? You write all those pretty words, all those poems, he murmured, leaning closer. I could feel his breath hot against my face. But look you now. Not a word to say, just a bleeding mess. His voice was soft, almost gentle, as if it were discussing something trivial. I prepared one just for the occasion. You don't know how long I've waited to say this. The intruder, his voice turned thunderous and indifferent to the possibility of others hearing, began to recite. By the old Momain pagoda, looking lazy at the sea, there's a Burma girl a-settin', and I know she thinks of me. For the wind is the palm trees and the temple bells, they say. Come you back, you British soldier, come you back. Come you back to Mandalay, where the old flotilla lay. Can't you hear their paddles chunkin' from a Rangoon on to Mandalay, where the flying fishes play, and the dawn comes up like thunder, outer China, across the bay? This poem always reminded me of Chime. He spoke after a brief moment of pause, his voice disturbingly calm again. I have seen your work as well as she. I have seen your work as well as she? It's been a long time since I last saw your sister. You don't know much about me, but I know a lot about you, she told me. His voice almost sounded sincere, and it made me want to scream, but my body betrayed me. Drained of all strength, he leaned closer, his words laced with a petrifying satisfaction. Yeah, that's a lot of what these readings are for. It's kind of to try and spot out mistakes. But, sometimes I missay things too. Like, that's just my brain. Okay. His words laced with petrifying satisfaction. Every word I'm saying, I planned years ago. It's uncanny how perfectly it's all turning out. This is what years of preparation does. Your parents are for Burma. I never forgot that. Strangely enough, I first heard his poem right before the things went wrong with your sister. Hearing it then, it really did cut deep. That slow, creeping realization. It's like a knife twisting in your chest. You can feel the cold metal searing through every nerve, he added. his tone disturbingly somber, with the cheeriness mingled in. Hey there, Petra Anna Marie. How are you doing? Welcome. Okay. The pain was sinking deeper, sharpening with every breath. I felt the fear finally creeping in, bringing a dreadful clarity to what might come next. This wasn't a random act of violence. He had prepared for this, his every action deliberate. When I thought that he already knew what he intended to do with us, my heart sank in. I then felt his presence crouching down beside me, his specter suffocating. When he spoke, his voice was disturbingly calm, somber, and almost regretful. I'm sorry for this, he said quietly. Neither of you deserve it. You're good people, living decent lives, contributing in ways I can respect. But memories a bitch. I've been haunted by it. He paused, as though his tone remained soft. There was no mistaking the edge beneath it. He paused, and though his tone remained soft, there was no mistaking the edge beneath it. I still worry for her every day, hoping she's being treated well, but she taught me enough self-respect to know what she did with me was evil. I gave her the chance to fix it, to offer even a single sorry, but narcissism has a way of blinding you from other people's humanity. Barely recognize the person I've become. It's like I'm a different man when it comes to her. His words hung in the air, heavy with bitterness. Though he spoke of regret, it was clear the darkness inside him had long taken root. He was no longer driven by reason, but by a thirst for revenge that had consumed whatever he once was. I felt my face press against something soft, yet with a sharp, deliberate force. Slowly, my eyes adjusted, the dim light around me coming into focus. He had wiped the blood from my eyes, clearing my vision. Though clarity returned, tears began to blur my sight. Not from fear, but from sheer exhaustion. He then stood up. He stood tall in front of me, as if a king addressing his kneeling subject. Then at that point, it started happening. His work finally began. Through my blurry vision, I saw, on his arm in the back, the black disappearing and skin appearing. He had taken his gloves off. A surge of terror flew into my spine. I wanted to scream and run away. There was not even a care for those I loved at the moment. Why is he taking his gloves off? My brain screamed to myself. My legs gave out, and part of me was glad that I was not able to escape my responsibilities. He held his hand in front of me like an open book. His hand gnarled and calloused, bore the mark of a certain ferocity, as if his hand was going to grasp my neck at any moment. But rather, it started turning black again. There was not any fabric from his elbow to the tip of his fingers. Not even a single hint of hair, but black, began to crease his skin again. The surface of his skin began flowing, like water on a stream. His flesh, a bile of blackened swamp, small pieces of rocks and weeds visible. He stared at me with piercing eyes, his mouth obscured by a pitch-black cloth. His voice cut through the air again, laden with a rising intensity. "Look at this," he said. "This is what hatred towards your sister has done to me. For nearly 2 years, I festered in bitterness within a decaying room. Abandoned and isolated because of her lies. What gnawed at me the most was my own weakness, allowing her to spread those lies in the vain hope that she might find a sliver of humanity within herself. His words, once calm, now bristled with fierce, seething anger. After breathing those words, his words calmed again. His eyes shifted to the floor. His face paled, and bizarrely enough, I saw tears forming in his eyes. With a brief pause, he started uttering his words once more. I dreamed often of your sister forgiving me and falling on the floor crying, even though she was the one who was always guilty. I just did not want to be lonely. If she called up right now to say sorry, I would let this go. A thought came to my mind, a thought which I instantly regretted. Chime, what did you do to him? My sweet little sister. The baby of the family in every sense. We were 4 before her, and when I turned 14, she arrived. Unexpected but radiant. Our parents viewed her as a consequence of a momentary mistake. A recall to the days that they thought they were behind them. How could an aging couple, gray-haired and weary, return to the sleepless nights and heartaches of raising a child again? They feared it, but Chime, she became the light in our home. She brought joy, laughter, and happiness that became paramount in our jaded lives. Last I saw her, ever hopeful as she was, a big smile on her gleaming face, diligently handing the life of happiness she had made for herself after countless tears. I wasn't always like this, but now, the idea of her suffering feels like something I need. She had given me one apology. None of this would be happening. Back then, I was broken, vulnerable. And now... Nice. That was Echoes of Mandalay by Mellow and Tears. It's dark. It's very dark. The description of his hand being like weeds and stuff. There's a kind of otherness, a kind of there's a sort of non-human quality to the guy that I really dig. I think it's pretty awesome. Alright, Poyo. Let's go check out yours. I hope you don't mind if I read it on the thing. How long is it? Oh, this is all of them. But you're on chapter 11? I think it's pretty good. I think it's a great start to the story. I want to know what happened with this guy. And, would I read it normally? I don't read anything normally, man. Like, unfortunately, I don't really read a whole lot. Which is something really sad to say as an author. I don't read a lot of stuff. But if you turned it into a film or a TV show, I would absolutely read it. That's really good stuff. Or I would watch it. But yeah, I have a lot of trouble just like sitting down and reading stuff. My mind can't handle that. Any criticisms? there are a couple of sentences that are a little bit run on. Not run on, but like one of the last, I think the last sentence that wasn't in red is what do they call it? It's a fragmented sentence. Like the end of the sentence doesn't really answer like the beginning of the sentence. If you know what I'm talking about. Let's see, let me load it up here. Last I saw her, ever hopeful as she was, a big smile on her gleaming face, diligently handling the new life for happiness. Yeah, so last I saw her, you could put ever hopeful as she was, and then maybe like she had a big smile on her gleaming face. So that would honestly that would fix it right there. Just put she had on right before a big smile on her gleaming face, and that would fix the sentence fragment there. I bet it's all really good. I really like the poem that you had here. It's good stuff. Yeah. I think I saw a couple of minor it's Mandalay by Rudyard Kipling? Is that supposed to be Rudyard Kipling? Okay, how much of chapter 9 have you written here? Would you like me to read it, Pollo? You don't want me to read all of it, but yes? Okay, what do you want me to read, Pollo? However much I wanted it. Pollo, you funny guy. You funny guy. Okay, it's 420. How long? How many words is this? There's 7 pages, but you use a large font, so they're shorter than like the pages. Okay. Chapter 9. The happiest, worst day ever. 2 long months of planning later. So, Rose, Ben will be the page boy. Scout is my best man. Marie is your maid of honor. What about groomsmen and bridesmaids? Michael asked as the door was knocked so hard it would have burst off its hinges. If they were even a bit stronger. Generally, Pollo, and I think for anyone else, when I'm reading stuff, I really only want to read stuff that's like 1,000 words or shorter. 1,175 isn't too bad. But you know, I can't keep reading this stuff if I'm trying to write my own stuff, you know. I'll get it hot wings, Rose shouted as she opened the door. May I help you? A girl about 5 years younger than them, with brown hair and green eyes, stood there in a white dress. It looked like a bride's dress, if it was scruffier. Oh, hello. Do I know you? Why are you here? Michael said as he walked up behind Rose. Oh, you're who I was looking to see. My mom told me that I'm going to be marrying you, the girl said. This is the wrong your. You need the U apostrophe R-E. As in, oh, you are who I was looking to see. Hell no. I'm marrying my glorious fiancé in a week. So, I do not know where you got that idea from, Michael informed her. Oh, well, I'm still going to be marrying you anyway. What Mummy says goes, the girl said, pushing past them and taking a look around as if it was her new house. Also, fiancé. I think, don't quote me here, but I think if you have one E at the end of fiancé, it denotes the male partner or the masculine partner in the relationship, where two E's refers to the female one. I could be wholly mistaken on that. I would do some research just to make sure that's accurate. Okay. You son of a Taylor and Scout were playing the arcade machines, and Taylor was winning for once. Oh, hey, who are you? Hello, Scout. My name's Ivy, Ivy said as an older couple walked through the door. The woman was Taryn, and the man was a Droka. Oh, you must be our new son-in-law, the woman said, while pinching Michael's cheeks, and the nexoplasm spread up to his face, for the first time spread into horns on his head, which poked the woman on the hand, not won the hand, and she instantly withdrew her hand. Oh, hello, Rose. She rolled her eyes and her tone instantly saddened. On Lucy's name, what the living hell did I do? Rose stammered and looked at Michael. I knew my eldest daughter wouldn't even be able to marry rich. I had to do it with my younger daughter. Rose's mother said, disappointed in her daughter. Rose showed the ring to her mom. So what was that? I'm not marrying him for his money. Him and his family were there when you weren't. He took both me and Scout in under his literal wing, and the highest honor I can receive is being the mother to a whole generation of avians. She stood her ground as Ben revealed himself behind her leg. Is this Nana and Grandma? Granda? Ben asked. No, Ben. This is Rose's good-for-nothing parents. You can talk to Nana and Grandpa if you want. Granda, if you want, Michael said while the nexoplasm formed in his hand into a battle axe. Okay, Ben walked over to the couch and rang his grandparents on Michael's phone. Hello, Benny, Lizzie said. Hello, Nana. What do you know about Mama's parents? Ben asked. I don't know a lot. All I know is that they left her when she was either 2 years old or 4 years old. Why? Lizzie pondered. They're here now, like over there, Ben said, and all Lizzie could hear was arguing in the background and heard a slap and instantly looked over. Rose's mother slapped Rose, and Michael jumped between them. Leave my fiancée alone. You hit her one more time and you will regret it, Michael said, and his arm got chopped off by the feather. His arm got chopped off by the feather with a cleaver defending his wife. Not again. His face got covered with the nexoplasm, and he looked like a demon from the depths of hell. Told them to respectfully, get out of my house, and if you try and make an appearance at my wedding, I won't be there. It will be the last day you ever alive. Okay. Michael used an ectoplasm to put his arm back in place and refused with his body, and the nexoplasm disappeared into the wound. Did my arm just reattach itself? It looks like it did. This is so weird, Rose said as she hugged Michael. I don't know my parents were that rude. Right, we need to replan our wedding big time. Do not let them into the wedding. If Ivy wears white or your parents try to object, I will have my boys on guard duty, Michael said as he went back over to the dining table where a lot of the pages planning their wedding. Went back over to the dining table where a lot of pages planning their wedding. That sentence could be reworked a little bit to make it a little bit more clear. Ben doodling on the coffee table and went over and showed his drawings to his dad. I have an idea for our suits. Ben handed him up the drawing, and Michael took a look at it and sat it where the clothes were. So not only do they have places for daggers, you basket his fake bottom for tomatoes? What? Your basket has a fake bottom? What basket? That is actually really smart. Michael congratulated him as he looked at it closer and realized how detailed it was. Right, Lumo? Right, Lumo? Is this a question? Yeah, Lumo shouted it from his office. Get the tailors on the phone. We're going tomorrow for our suits and dresses, Michael said as he sent him a picture of the drawing. Okay, when you're doing quotes, like when somebody's quoting, try not to use like a slash like that, because I don't think people like actually say we are going tomorrow for our suits / dresses. Like, unless that's the person's personality, like if they specifically say that, I feel like that's something I might say, but I don't know if that's very normal. So this basket full of flowers has a fake bottom that has tomatoes in it. Lumo spoke to them, and they said they can tailor the suits for the wedding on such short. Lumo spoke to them, and they said they can tailor the suits for the wedding on such a short time frame. All right, Rose. Not too big of a wedding, as decided by you, as you have no proper family. Ouch. Why would you say that to somebody? I have a big family, so let's cut it down a bit, Michael said. Kit? Yes, Rose answered. Wait, if he's asking for Kit, then why is Rose answering? Winter and summer, Michael questioned. Winter yes, summer no. Rose replied. Why are they asking that? Winter and summer? You are going to split up the twins? Michael pondered. Summer tries to make everything about her. Rose sighed. Kaz? Michael asked. Definitely, Rose replied. Tulip? Michael asked, already knowing the answer. I am not excluding my daughter, Rose pushed. Who are your bridesmaids? Michael asked. Kaz, Tulip, Kit, and Bite, Rose replied. Okay, my groomsmen are Lumo, Taylor, Brandon, and Connor, Michael said, and it was just a waiting game from there. Waiting for the day of their wedding. 1 week later, 4 hours until the wedding. The reason... Alright, Michael, do you have your suit? Bird Boy, yes. Although I might wear Grandma's old wedding suit when he was marrying Nanny because it's actual avian attire. The reason... Alright then, do you want one specially made, or does his fit you? Razorblade, so we go now or wait for a while? Bird Boy, his perfectly fits me. Who knew my physique at 18 is the same as his in his 20s? Mid-20s, lol. The reason. Who is the reason? Is that a person? I've been waiting for you for 30 minutes, Brennan. Please get here quickly. The cop. So what all do I have to take? The reason. Hey there, Batman. Scout, the list of items you need are a crate of tomatoes, wine, catering. Optional, as there will be food provided. Yourself, Bite, and Jake. Razorblade, on my way. Oh, okay. Demonstration of the red wine and white dresses. Fits with the story. This part because a lot of the dialogue has gone through GCS. What is GCS? Okay. Oh, it's like a group chat. Okay. Well, cool. I think some of the stuff is a little disjointed. At the end of the paragraphs, you don't seem to have any punctuation. And sometimes at the end of quotations, you don't have punctuation either. And I understand wanting to like go through like some of the details of the setup of the wedding, but like meeting the parents of the bride, I think it was, and having like some drama there, that's definitely useful. But some of the other stuff, like them talking about just the way, you know, the wedding is gonna be, like, you know, some of the details, unless there's something crazy gonna happen and make it so that the entire wedding goes completely differently, or like way different than the plan, then I think it's not exactly necessary to go into a lot of details about them discussing the plan of the wedding. Like, if they are gonna have that suit made with the basket and everything, the basket that's full of knives, but there's tomatoes underneath for whatever reason. I mean, you could describe that as the wedding is happening, you know? And you can describe the suit. Yeah. But I like how much you've written in this. It's pretty good. It's good stuff. Good work on getting all that out. Let's see, after... Trey takes the woman to a doctor friend on her own OTEC ship to be nursed back to health. Vivian, no, Trey. Parents manager, 2 to 4 years old. And left her on the streets where Michael found her one day. And the suits each have a pocket for a knife for defense. Ben's basket has tomatoes because red wine stains white, and modified tomatoes could do the same thing. So he wants to stain? He wants to throw the tomatoes at people? Is that what the tomatoes are for? Like, is that like a wedding tradition or something? I've never heard of that. That sounds wild. And throwing tomatoes at, like, the bride and, like, staining her dress red. Honestly, that sounds like it could look really cool, but I don't know of many weddings where the bride would be okay with their wedding dress getting stained. Oh, okay, I get it. If anyone except for the bride is wearing white, they get tomatoes so that it's not pure white. Interesting. Is that like a real thing? Huh. I've never heard of that. Never heard of it. I just heard you're not supposed to wear white at the wedding except for the bride. But I always thought it was just like a politeness thing. Guys, oh. Damn it. Oh my god. Some of these chapters are not going together well. They're... I feel like I could be combining a couple of chapters a little bit more effectively. Damn it, guys. It's alright. It's alright. We can salvage this. Where did you learn this, Poyo? Takes the woman to a doctor friend on her own. OTEC ship to be nursed back to health. Asks the captain if she's going to do anything about it. The captain refuses. As the jeopardize their mission. See, because I'm not a European. And Ben uses tomatoes as weapons, apparently, I guess. I had a whole storyline of him at school throwing tomatoes at bullies to stop them and beating their asses. Because of powers but skill. He has bird beast mode. He can attack like Scout. Knows where to really damage, detain people. Evasive as Taylor, and as persuasive as his mom. Oh, why am I so yawny all the time? It's all the time with the yawning. All the time. Bro is what happens if you put all the agents into a pot and made stew. Bro. Save that. That's cool. God, it kind of looks like it's out of Dark Souls or Elden Ring or something. I'm definitely, like, I'm pretty sure that the madness in Elden Ring, what's it called? Elden Ring Yellow Eyes. Dragon spells. Frenzied Flame, that's it. I'm almost certain that the Frenzied Flame is a reference to the King in Yellow.
Thank you for following.
Thanks for following Vevgeny Yegushin 8. I really appreciate it. Okay, so the jiggling thing is no longer working, so I need to change those. That really sucks. I love that stuff. I loved them. That's pretty sweet. Let's go, let's put that here. STV, cross. 35. Let's do 0.5. And we'll do some similar images. We don't need a detailer. Create 6 of these images, please. Naomi is raised and trained in isolation by Cain. Naomi. Let's see, was Naomi's. Naomi. Was a day of her adolescent life in solitary captivity. Lives a day of her adolescent life in solitary captivity. Her living space is devoid of space is devoid of her living space has a sterile aesthetic but contains everything she needs to live. is taught how to read and write using digital interfaces. Okay, Vivian and Dell have coffee and a date. Vivian reveals her job as an escort. See, I wanted to separate all these out into scenes too, but Vivian and Dell have coffee and a date. Vivian reveals her job as an escort. They spend a lot of time talking and getting to know each other. Should I just should I just go in and start separating them into scenes here instead of describing the chapter? Next client on trip to Cindy. Home for a nightcap. complaints to the captain about the quality of their clientele. She grumbles as she begins work on the client's ship, fixing the ventilation. Hacks into the client's private room, where she stumbles upon a dismembered but still living woman in a piece of luggage. Now we're gonna do an upscale. Let's just do one upscale, shall we? Reinforces himself armor. Delano appears and drives the man off. using digital interfaces. Hey, Batman. I am still streaming, but probably only for a few more minutes. So cool. That is so Raven, you don't even know. What means iodine? Well, the I/O stands for input and output, as in computers, digital information, etc. But iodine itself is a not a drug, but like an element that has a few different uses. Surgeons use it. They put it around areas where they're going to begin operating, and I believe that is to help prevent infection, but it's also used for when you take iodine, the iodine absorbs radiation, so that your body doesn't absorb nearly as much. So it's useful when doing x-rays and stuff, but also whenever you're exposed to any sort of radiation, it helps reduce the amount of radiation that that affects you. And so basically combining those ideas, the digital information and the purposes of iodine being used in clinical settings, I kind of want to give the impression that it's a kind of like a science fiction corporation that's focused on biotech stuff, and yeah. All right, have a good one, Batman. Catch you tomorrow. Okay. Vivian and Dell have coffee and a date. Vivian reveals her job as an escort. Vivian meets Dell for coffee. They spend a lot of time talking, getting to know each other. conversation enough to ask Vivian on a date. Following the coffee. Vivian agrees. Dell cancels work functions to do so. Vivian and Dell visit art. Tech History Museum. They Dell takes Vivian to her home. Vivian reveals that she is an escort for hire. Dell already knows. Thanks her for her time. Leaves like a gentleman. Man. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and call it there. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Like and subscribe on YouTube. And check out the description below to go visit my Patreon with weekly content for patrons and monthly content for anybody. Even if you're not subscribed, go check out some of my monthly content. And until later, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a good rest of your time zone.